It is time for my All Blacks player ratings for their performance against the Springboks in the first test of Rugby's greatest rivalry series. Now, I've just done the match reaction to go watch that video as well. I've just done the Springboks player ratings, so it's been about half an hour, maybe 40 minutes since the game's actually ended. So I'm doing this from the top of my head. As you guys can see, I've got the names written down here. Don't have any numbers. I'm going to think of it from my head, but I have to give credit where credit is due. To you guys that are All Blacks fans, you guys absolutely dominated us today. Without a doubt, you guys dominated us today. You guys deserve that victory. And I can't say I'm shocked. The way the All Blacks came on the tour, the way their mindset shifted, the way that they've gone back to their fundamentals, gone back to their kind of grassroots, the way they play, the DNA of the All Blacks rugby. It was beautiful rugby to watch. As a rugby fan, that was beautiful to watch. I wish my Springboks could have put up a bit of a better fight. I mean, Jasper Visser and some of the guys played really well. I do expect the Springboks to bounce back next week, but it's a long uphill battle for my Springboks team. So congratulations to the All Blacks. A lot of good storylines from this game, but we're going to get into the player ratings. But before we do, of course, if you guys do enjoy the content, please don't forget to like and subscribe to help the channel grow. I really appreciate all the support. I mean, all the amazing comments, all the amazing feedback. Of course, there's going to be some of the player ratings you guys don't agree with. Of course, there's going to be some you agree with. I hope so. If there's some you guys don't agree with, let me know down below in the comments. Let's talk about it. Once again, I will be completely unbiased for all my things on this tour. I'm wearing a Springbok jersey, but if you're new here, you know I've been actually following the All Blacks quite in depth recently. I didn't actually plan for this to happen at all. I really enjoy watching the All Blacks play, and you know what? They were the better team today. You have to give credit where it's due. They deserve the victory. It's time for the Springboks to now get back to their best, because the All Blacks are definitely at their best. And you know what? I think there's still a little bit of room for improvement for the All Blacks as well. But let's get right into it, starting off with Ethan de Groot. I'm going for a 5 out of 10 for Ethan de Groot. I think being dominated like that at scrum time, it's a bit unacceptable. I know it's against Oxenche. I know it's against Volkelo, but we expected more from a guy like him. I'm not we, but the whole world expected a little bit more from a guy like him. But still, a 5 out of 10 for Ethan de Groot. Good around the park, it has to be said. Battled with a few niggles on the field, was down quite a lot today, was a bit uncomfortable from the start of the game, so a 5 out of 10. I think that'll be one of the lowest scores we'll see today. Number 2, Cody Taylor. I've gone for a 6 out of 10, and I thought he did some really good unseen hard work today. Don't get me wrong, I thought he did some quite good unseen hard work today, but that being said, still wasn't as dominant as most people thought he was going to be around the park. Not as dominant as I personally thought he was going to be. Still played alright today. A few missed throws, maybe not at his best, but still did enough to lay a good foundation for the guys to come off the bench and make a very good impact. So a 6 out of 10 for him. Number 3, Taro Lomax. I've gone for a 5 out of 10. I think once again, just got dominated by Oxenche. Once again, Ethan de Groot got dominated by Volkelo. You can't really be on ice skates like that going back and expect a high score as a prop. Of course, around the park, they were quite decent, quite solid, but you have to do your basics, your fundamentals to perfection to get a higher score. So a 5 out of 10 for Taro Lomax. Seems a bit harsh because of the great results, but I think that is the one area of worry, concern, and weakness for the All Blacks. I don't think anybody else would have done a better job, but I have to grade them on what I saw and what was the weakness for the All Blacks, and it was the scrum battle. Moving on to number 4, Josh Lord. I have gone for a 7 out of 10. A really solid performance from Josh Lord. That might actually maybe be even a little bit too low, because he was all over. He was a key figure in the engine room. Really high work rates. I really like Josh Lord as a player. I thought he was brilliant today. Maybe a 7 out of 10 is a bit low, but some guys are going to get some really high scores here. I'm not trying to be like super optimistic about these. I'm trying to be quite harsh with these scores, but there's going to be quite a lot of high scores because there was some really good performances from the All Blacks today. So moving on to number 5, one of my first really good performances, a 9 out of 10 for Fabian Holland. He was physically dominant. He came to play today, and I said this before the game. He's one of those guys. He hasn't played against the Springboks much. He's going to go there, get in their face, show them I'm the new guy in town. He did just that. I mean, it feels so weird speaking like this when I've got a Springbok jersey on, but a 9 out of 10 for Fabian Holland. How genius was that? The charge down from the blind side of the ruck. Gave himself a little bit of a shortcut there as well. Grant Williams couldn't see with his peripheral vision, Brilliant timing. Everybody can say whatever they want. Even me, as a die-hard Springbok fan, I know that was perfect timing. There was movement. The ball was getting lifted as soon as he started. Eben Etzebeth, on the other hand, and Ruan Arqueo were really poor with their discipline around the timing of the charge down. I don't know if they think it's a tactic where they just run and everybody knows they're not offside and then gives Cam Roygaard an easy kick. I think they think that's a tactic to maybe influence the kick. Doesn't work at all. Cam Roygaard was really solid with his box kicks today. But a 9 out of 10 for Fabian Holland. Really physical. Showed intent. Showed intensity. Showed physical dominance as well. Great performance from him. Moving on to number 6, Tupou Vai. Not a guy I liked very much in South Africa, but I liked his performance, unfortunately, against my Springboks. An 8 out of 10 for Tupou Vai. Brilliant performance from him. There's going to be a lot more 8 out of 10s. This might seem like the highest scores on average I've given probably ever on this channel for this game, but the All Blacks they deserve that. They came to the World Champs back garden at Ellis Park, the home of South African rugby. So much history, almost like a fortress for the Springboks at times, and dominated the Springboks without having most of the possession in the game, without having most of the territory in the game, taking their opportunities, being so much more clinical. Tupou Vai was one of those guys. Physical, clinical, played with intensity, very sharp at the breakdown. We knew it was going to be one of those things where Luke Jacobson and Tupou Vai was going to make it very difficult for the Springboks. And you didn't see much of Malcolm Marx on the floor either. You didn't see much of Paul de Villiers. Tupou Vai is one of the big reasons for that. And I'm going to go for an 8 for Luke Jacobson and Ardie Savea as well. Luke Jacobson, what a selection. What a find this year for Dave Rennie. I mean, all of us thought, Wallace Atiti and Peter Lakai needs to be in the loose trio there. Luke Jacobson is one of the most key players in this team right now, playing like a leader, playing like a guy that if Ardie Savea isn't there, you think Luke Jacobson will probably be the captain. Brilliant performance there, 8 out of 10, physical, dominant, in your face. Luke Jacobson, 8 out of 10. Ardie Savea, 8 out of 10 at number 8 there. What more can I say? Busy, skillful, clinical, very good leader today. And you know what? I don't actually pay attention to what the other captains are saying against my team to the ref, but the questions he was asking the ref were actually the perfect questions in the game, and he really got the ref thinking there. The ref played no impact in the game, but with regards to captain and ref management, Ardie Savea completely out-captained Pieter-Steph du Toit today, so that gives him another little checkbox there. 8 out of 10 for Ardie Savea. Brilliant captain's performance from him. Really good performance from him. Moving on to Cam Roygaard, I'm going for an 8 out of 10 as well. There's going to be so many 8 out of 10s here, guys. Please bear with me. This might seem crazy how high these scores are. Let me know if you guys think any different, but Cam Roygaard was really good today. Completely outplayed Grant Williams. Sometimes the ball wasn't that clean for him, but still, he took the ball away so quickly from the ruck, got the ball out quick, crisp service, made Ruben Love's life a lot easier. Very good box kicks, very good under pressure. I think, when was it? Just in the first half it was, I think. It was in the first half. The All Blacks were really on the back foot, just kind of fighting for their lives. It was a steal at the lineouts, I think it was, or something like that. Scrum. They got the ball out as quick as possible. Eventually, Cam Roygaard with a beautiful exit, almost like a Jameson Gibson Park kind of esque exit there. 8 out of 10 performance, really composed under pressure. Didn't do too much with regards to running with the ball, but the fundamentals today almost was like an Aaron Smith. Beautiful performance from looking from as an ex-scrum off. Amazing performance from Cam Roygaard today. 8 out of 10. Moving on to number 10, Ruben Love. I've got to go for an 8 out of 10 as well. And one of the reasons why, I thought he was very confident with ball in hand. Very good to spread the ball out wide quick. Decent around the park, to be honest. Maybe a 7 out of 10 for around the park. But ability to be accurate for kicking for the poles. Shaky early on, kicked all the rest of his kicks over. That is what the All Blacks needed. There's been a few times in the past few years where the All Blacks have gifted my Springboks a few wins with some missed kicks, some very shocking missed kicks at the end of the game. Ruben Love's not going to be one of those guys. He's going to make your life very difficult. He is going to keep the scoreboard ticking over. So an 8 out of 10 there. Moving on to number 11, Josh Morby. I've gone for a 6 out of 10. This is not for that missed tackle. That was a bad missed tackle. But you have to realize it's Andre Esterhuizen in front of him. That is one of the most physical players. And I was saying to my dad as well throughout the game, I don't think there's a single guy in the Springbok team, maybe besides Jasper Wiese and Oxenchair, that could out-muscle a guy like Andre Esterhuizen. And he is so strong. He is so physical. Of course, Josh Morby's going to miss that tackle. If you saw how he was calling for guys on defense, maybe you could have brought him down. That very poor tackle attempt. But still, he did really well to score a try at the end in the second half of the game. The first half of the game where Tupavai gave the offload. So clinical with regards to that, but did get subbed off the field. But I do expect to see a lot more of Josh Morby going forward. So a 6 out of 10. They're not the best performance compared to the rest, but still a very good performance. Now, moving on to number 12, Jordie Barrett. 9 out of 10. This guy right now is the best number 12 in the world. I mean, I think Andre Esthuizen probably is the best number 12 in South Africa right now. Obviously, maybe not the best suited to start for the Springboks. I think he's the best 12 probably in South Africa, maybe tied with Jordie Barrett, but his kicking ability, his physical ability, his leadership ability, his ability to be a game changer, his ability with ball in hand, his game-changing ability, his playmaking ability. Jordie Barrett is playing like a World Player of the Year contender, and I've seen all the All Blacks fans say, watch Jordie Barrett. Now, Jordie Barrett was amazing. I thought to myself, really? He's just playing like Jordie Barrett? No. Jordie Barrett is playing some phenomenal rugby right now. So if I do ask that if you are a Springboks fan like I am, go watch Jordie Barrett and Quinn Tupaia how they play. I honestly think if the All Blacks win this series, I will humbly admit that Jordie Barrett and Quinn Tupaia right now are the best centre combination in the world, because they are playing like it. They really are. That combination, they're not old either. Most of these guys in the All Blacks team are not old. This All Blacks team right now is looking scary for the future. So 8 out of 10 for Quinn Tupaia. Moving on to Will Jordan, I've gone for an 8 out of 10 as well. Clinical finishing ability. Got dominated a few times in the contact, so I won't give him a 9 out of 10. A few little what am I trying to say? A few little mistakes early on, a few little things that didn't go his way early on in the game. So I'm not going to give him a 9 out of 10, but a very good performance, an 8 out of 10. Very good with ball in hand, very dangerous, very clinical finishing ability. Brilliant performance from Will Jordan. Now, moving on to number 15, Damian McKenzie. I've gone for an 8 out of 10. Wow. After the Super Rugby final, I was asking the fans here, I was asking the subscribers, do you guys think Damian McKenzie has what it takes to still be an All Blacks player? Absolutely. This guy is playing rugby like it's on easy mode right now. There's ability. He's just seeing the game like he did back in 2017 to 2019. He's seeing the game slowed down. It's slower for him than it is. He sees the game quicker than everybody else. It seems like it's in slow motion. His ability with ball in hand, his kicking ability. He was class today. So an 8 out of 10 for Damian McKenzie. Then, of course, looking at the bench, I've got to go for an 8 out of 10 as well. Asafa Amua came on. What if one shaky lineout, the rest of the lineouts were spot on, physically dominated the team from the Springboks, smashed Peter Steph Tutoy. George Bauer came on, brilliant at scrum time, very physical as well. Fletcher Newell as well. Simon Parker pulled into the team, brilliant when he came off the bench as well. I thought the All Blacks, Peter Lakai as well, can't forget about him, came onto the field, played as if he was playing for 80 minutes. Brilliant performance from him. So you have to give credit where credit is due. The bench for the All Blacks were an 8 out of 10 compared to the 5 that I gave the Springboks. So I said before the game, the key moments in the game, the back three battle, the center battle, the breakdown battle, the scrum battle, the set piece battle, and the open play battle. That is obviously all the phases of the game, but let's think about this. The scrum battle, the Springboks won. Second half, 50-50, where it really matters most. Back three battle, I thought the All Blacks won that today. The midfield battle, the All Blacks won that today. The loose forward battle, the All Blacks won that today. The battle in open play, the All Blacks won that today. When the opportunities came up, who was more clinical? It was the All Blacks. They thoroughly deserved to win this game. Guys, let me know what you guys think of the player ratings down below. My player of the match. Let's think about this one right now. I'm going to go for Jordie Barrett. I'd want to go Ty Fabian Holland and Jordie Barrett, but I've got to go with Jordie Barrett as my player of the match. Brilliant performance, physical, plays like an extra loose forward, very good with his boots, game changer. And I have to give a shout out, Quinn Tupaia, that 50-22 was absolutely brilliant. I hope my Springboks can come back next week and give a better showing. To you All Blacks fans, let me know your players of the match down below. Let me know which player ratings you agree with. Let me know which player ratings you disagree with. Once again, thank you so much for all the support. I cannot wait to go watch rugby in New Zealand one day. Never been to New Zealand. I will 100% be going. Thank you so much for all the support, guys, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.